So just to summarize what applies to socially anxious people, they can be judgmental and they don't understand the differences. And many of the times they lack humility. So they take things as offense. They are weak, so they might attract abusive people. They are not able to hold space for themselves. They are hurt, wounded, so they lost trust. They lack proper communication skills and they have no proper skill set to develop deep and meaningful connections or even just superficial connections. They might be stuck in themselves because their world spins around them, so they are very egocentric and they don't care about other people. They lack understanding different personalities, themselves and other people. So they are not able to assess people, and that's why they might get disappointed, they might get triggered, or they get judgmental. If you look at these characteristics, they might overlap. It might be that in some situations, more of them are true at the same time, but I took them separately because it's worth talking of it in detail. So from here it comes like how you can cope with social anxiety. First of all, you need to build confidence and you need to be very self-aware of who you are. You can build confidence two ways. One is this inner confidence, this deep faith in yourself, which comes with inner strength, like this natural inner strength, where you know you can sort things out, when you know you can handle this. And then there is this confidence of that special field or the confidence of connection with people. For example, if you master something, if you study something, if you try out something many times, you fail, you stand up, you start over, you explore, you discover, you do your research, then you become a master of it. So you can become a master of your profession. You can become a master of connecting with people, of understanding people. And how you can learn to build connections, you try out many different things. And you, first of all, lose your fear of rejection. And it's okay to fail. It's okay to be rejected. Okay, I tried to connect with this person, but it went wrong. Why could it be? And if you stay in this self-defensive position, you won't understand the clear situation. You need to be critical also with yourself. You need to look at the other person's feedback. You need to ask for it and not take it as an offense, but rather sit with it and think about it. Am I really this way? How can I change this? Because your growth should be more important than what other people think about you. You need to reach out. You need to try to connect. You need to observe how you connect. You need to observe your connections. You need to observe those people. And so you will get better and better at it. You can learn on this field. You can work on your mindset on this field. You can read several books on this field. You can take trainings on this field. So there's a lot of opportunities. It depends on what quality of life you want for yourself and how far you are willing to go in order to build yourself a strong, self-aware, confident person. Then try to remove your judgments. And it all starts with first observing yourself whenever you're judgmental, whenever you judge someone. That has a source that comes from somewhere. Why cannot you accept that person? Why cannot you be okay with that person? It's an amazing deep work in self-reflection. And as you remove your judgments, you will realize that people will act and behave differently with you. They will be more friendly because you will be more accepting, loving, and maybe caring with them. And you just accept them as they are. You need to start more asking deep questions, more listening, more observing people, more caring about people, and more looking for what I can give to this person. You should listen more than talk, and then go deeper into why I always want to be heard, why I always want to express myself. Find those few people who would listen to you. But if you really want to develop connections, you need to listen, you need to understand, you need to connect. And then for those people who have a lot of wounds around connecting with people, trusting people, and they have a lot of disappointment, you need to process your wounds. You need to work on yourself. And until you don't do that, you will attract those people who would press on those buttons, who would again justify your wounds and your beliefs that you built around those wounds, because that became a strategy. And that's destroying your life. And if you heal those wounds, your life can be so much better. You need to get to know people and also how far you can go with them, because then you avoid disappointment. There's no more disappointment, because disappointment comes from expectations, and you always put this power position into yourself. You stop expecting from other people to validate you. It again comes with confidence and inner strength. You need to get to the point where you know who you are, when you are not depending on other people because they might take advantage of you. People are selfish in general. And even when they are selfless, it's selfish because being selfless feeds them with energy. Stay open-minded and again, observe. Try to see yourself and the other from outside. Define who you want to connect with. Define who you want to be friends with. Define yourself professionally, which way you want to go. It's all about you, about your quality of life, and that will define your quality of connections. You need to raise your standards. It's all for you, because you have all the capacity, inner capacity to get there. You just need the right tools, and you need to master the right tools, techniques, and build the right mindset around it. And that will create a completely different self. Confident, powerful, outgoing, radiant, amazing, like a magnet. And that will bring you connections, that will bring you opportunities, that will bring you wisdom, self-love, this deep inner balance and stability. Do the work, because that will make you lose only your fears. And then the last thing, dig into human psyche. You can learn a lot even through observation. You can watch some podcasts, some videos. You can learn, and you should learn a lot on the field. You can read books. There's endless opportunities. There's trainings, there's masters, there's teachers. Take the chance, make the sacrifice, because you will become a better version of yourself. I'm naturally a people magnet. People love my energy. They want to be in my presence. They want to receive my energy. They love the connection that we build. They instinctively have a lot of trust with me. And I see that a lot in my salon, because I work in my salon as an esthetician. And sometimes people just walk in, look at me, and they instantly trust me, and they say, okay, you do what you want. And in the end, they are happy and they are grateful. And we have these deep and meaningful conversations that are so nurturing for both of us. And this comes from me embracing them. And I'm instinctively loving people. I developed the skill that whenever they enter and they will need my help, my expertise, and my work, I treat them with so much love that some people, even while waxing, they feel less pain because they get into this alpha mode with me, because my energy, my aura is different. I have no problem with building connections. I find this common voice very easily with people. I can be very fun, very outgoing, and I can bring them into a deep, amazing, meaningful conversation, and then they are like, wow. So a lot of the people might get addicted to my energy, because after having a conversation with me, they feel so uplifted, they feel loved, they feel happy. And sometimes these people never had the opportunity to talk so honestly with a person. And I get that chance with them, and they honor me with their trust, which is truly amazing. But it all comes from their subconscious mind perceiving my subconscious mind and understanding that, wow, I have no judgments for them. And this gut feeling that they have that tells them that they can trust me. So we have these sensors deep inside of us. And sometimes we feel like, oh, I can't open up with this person. Oh, I cannot trust this person. So I'm this person with whom people open up naturally. And sometimes they share things that they never shared with anyone else. And I'm still not judgmental. And I'm still loving and I'm still caring. And I try to help them. And then you might ask, why is this good for me? It's good for me because it's nurturing me. So I'm nurtured by loving, helping, embracing people. But on the other side, I need to balance with some time alone. So I need to be with myself. I need to contemplate. I need to process my life. And that I do alone because I'm a strong and mentally stable person at this point. And I worked for 15 years on myself very hard. My challenge is more to create my boundaries because people love to connect with me. So I have to set boundaries and say, no, I need my time and space alone. No, I only take this and this person as a close friend. And I won't go beyond that because I have to be very time efficient. But when I work, I just give and I'm in this deep flow and trust. But it's the trust of the process and the trust of myself. I have zero expectation from people. I just allow them to be themselves. And this is why they feel no pressure on, so they are very relaxed. And this is why we can develop a connection without limits, because I give them this very special feeling like, wow, I can be me. Wow, I'm loved and I'm not judged even if I did this and this and that. And I feel miserable. And this is also because I process my judgments with people. Yes, might be that I might still fall into a judgment rarely, but I'm very self-aware and I process it. And this takes a lot of humility. But yes, I trust myself. I trust my energy. I trust my strength. So there's no one who could put me down, no one who could hurt me because I have no expectations. And yes, might be that you have expectations from your partner, but you can be very mindful with choosing the right partner and keeping boundaries and respecting boundaries. Then I might have expectations with my employees as a business owner, but that's completely fine. When you are working yourself out in those judgments and the connection with people and you are strong and you have this very stable, uplifting energy, then that attracts the right people with whom you can create this flow, with whom you can build trust. But for that, you need to work on yourself. If you want to build deep and meaningful connections, you need to feel happy, not just by receiving, but also by giving. You need to feel happy by making people happy. And this creates this union of energies because you become one with the other. And you accept the other's misery and flaws, but you know how far you can go with that person. A lot of the times, the reason why relationships fail is that we are not able and we are not knowledgeable enough about how to assess the other person. And we don't see the truth. We don't see the reality. We want him, her to be someone else. We are not able to cope with the reality. And we are not respecting the other with all the flaws. Before I share my life story, I want to share with you a strategy that you should think about. Sit with it, contemplate, build it, because that will help you to get out from the state of anxiety. So first of all, you need to understand where you come from, and you need to deeply understand where you come from and what that environment, childhood, the way you were treated had an effect on you, and how that helped you connect with yourself, or how that made you disconnect from yourself. In my case, it made me disconnected. And then you need to do your research in the world, observe people, and then decide, who do I want to become? There's many examples, there's many archetypes, there's many ways, and you will feel the attraction that you want to be this kind of person or that kind of person. That you can build your parts step by step. It's okay, but still you are on a progressive way. Then you need to define, or at least try to define, what you need to get there. What you need to learn, what you need to try out, what you need to practice, what you need to explore and research in order to become that person. And then you build a strategy around it. So might be that at this point you don't see much, you don't understand much, and you are still new to the topic of understanding yourself, but you can grab one thing and you can follow that way, and then that comes with another thing or two other things, and you become more and more experienced, you become wiser, your choices become wiser. And even if you go the wrong way, at least you know that, oh, that's not the way. So you cannot stay stuck in your position. You need to be outgoing. You need to take one chance and go for it. Taking the risk to fail, taking the risk that it's a bad decision. But if you don't make decisions, you don't master the skill of making good decisions. For making good decisions, you need to practice a lot and make a lot of good and bad decisions. And that develops this inner gut feeling of what's a good and what's a bad decision. But then you realize also that in every bad decision, there was so much learning and experience and strength that you got through that decision. So let me share with you my story and the biggest milestones along this way that might help you understand it deeper, taking me as a case study.